Hey everyone, Dr. Nuesse from EasyDotPhysicals.com back again with another video. And in this one, I'm going to go over a study that suggests that epigenetic changes can be related to marijuana use. So we're going to go over the study, what the study may mean as far as different health factors and the limitations of the study. So we're going to go over all of that in this video. But before we go over that, I'm going to remind everybody, like I do in every video, that if you are concerned about an upcoming drug test, the number one thing, the best thing that you can do is to home test consistently and use a home test that has the same cutoff levels as traditional lab tests, something like this test from Exploro, this THC test from Exploro. I will leave links to this specific test in the description box below. And also, please visit exploroacademy.com. This is our proprietary course that teaches you everything that you should do leading up to a THC drug test that will give you the best chance for passing that drug test. It is 100% money back guaranteed. That's how confident we are that if you go through the course and implement what we tell you to implement, that you will pass an upcoming drug test. All right, so on to the study at hand. I'm going to be looking down here at my computer a little bit. So the study looked at 1,000 individuals, and let's be very clear. First of all, this was an observational study. So it can show correlation between two things, but it can't show causation like a controlled study would. But it looked at 1,000 individuals, and I will attempt to link this study if you want to read it, or this article, in the description box below. Again, YouTube sometimes doesn't find marijuana-related articles safe for YouTube, so it might be difficult for me to do that. But if it's down there, it means that YouTube let it pass. So let's talk about first what they were looking for. So they were looking for epigenetic changes. So what are epigenetic changes? So epigenetic changes, and what they were looking for are changes to the DNA, to the DNA strand, specifically methylation. So either removing a methyl group or adding a methyl group. And these changes, they don't affect the genome. They don't affect the DNA sequence, but what they do is affect how the DNA is expressed, or its activity. So the study, again, an observational study, looked at 1,000 adults, which is a large sample size, and these adults participated in a 20-year-long study where they gave blood samples at year 15 and at year 20. So 5 years apart, at year 15 and year 20. And they use these blood samples that are 5 years apart to look for epigenetic changes, specifically DNA methylation levels of people who had used cannabis recently or for an extended period of time. And here's what they found. So they found numerous DNA methylation markers in the 15-year blood samples, 22 that were associated with recent use, and 31 that were associated with cumulative, again, cannabis, marijuana use. In the samples taken at the 20-year point, so again, 5 years later, they identified 132 markers linked to recent use and 16 linked to cumulative use. So that's all well and good, but what do these epigenetic changes mean for someone's health, if anything? So again, what they found is the multiple epigenetic changes that they found associated with cannabis, marijuana use, they have been linked to things like cellular proliferation, hormone signaling, infections, neurological disorders, things like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, substance abuse disorders, and accelerated aging. So again, that means that these two things are correlated or linked together, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the marijuana use caused these epigenetic changes and potentially these health disorders. Now, it's possible, and correlation often goes with causation, but I want to read you a quote from Drew Nannini from Northwestern University. He states that additional studies are needed to determine whether these associations are consistently observed in different populations. Moreover, studies examining the effects of marijuana on age-related health outcomes may provide further insight into long-term effect of marijuana on health. So I thought this was at least an interesting enough study with a large enough enough sample set to at least shed some light on it. So use this information for what you will. I will continue to make these type of videos when new science comes out, or specifically when new laws come out, because there's a lot of changes coming with the legalization process of marijuana, especially in the United States. All right, until next time, everybody, stay safe.